His boss drove the single dad crazy, until she suddenly kissed him. Everything changed. Welcome to Kindness Unlimited, a channel where powerful life stories reveal how empathy, patience, and unexpected kindness can change destinies. Today's story is about struggle, pressure, and one surprising moment that turned pain into hope, proving kindness often appears when we least expect it. The Mark Reynolds was a single father living in Chicago, doing everything possible to survive. After losing his wife in an accident, his world revolved around his 6-year-old daughter, Lily. Every morning started before sunrise, preparing her for school before rushing to his demanding office job. At the marketing firm, Mark worked under Claire Thompson, a sharp, results-driven executive known for her strict attitude. Deadlines were tight, mistakes were unacceptable, and personal problems were never excuses. For Mark, balancing fatherhood and work felt like walking on a rope ready to snap. Claire's constant pressure slowly drained Mark's energy. Late-night emails, unexpected meetings, and public criticism made him feel invisible as a human being. She saw numbers and performance, while Mark struggled silently with school calls, babysitter cancellations, and sleepless nights. One evening, everything went wrong. Lily fell sick with a high fever, forcing Mark to leave work early. In the chaos, he missed an important report deadline. The next morning, he was summoned to Claire's office, his heart pounding with fear of losing the job he desperately needed. Sitting across from her, Mark expected anger. Instead, exhaustion took over, and he spoke honestly for the first time. About Lily, the hospital visits, the fear of failing as a father. His voice shook, and his eyes filled with tears he had held back for months. The room went quiet. Claire's usual cold expression softened. She stood up, walked toward him, and to Mark's complete shock, gently kissed him on the cheek. It wasn't passion. It was compassion. In that instant, the pressure, fear, and misunderstanding cracked, and everything Mark believed about his boss began to change. The moment lingered in silence, leaving Mark confused and overwhelmed. Claire stepped back, clearly shaken by her own action. She apologized immediately, explaining that it was not planned, but an emotional reaction she couldn't stop. For the first time, Mark saw her not as a powerful boss, but as a human being. Claire invited Mark to sit and began to share her past. She explained how she was raised by a single father who worked endlessly to provide for her. Watching Mark struggle had reminded her of those painful years, but instead of understanding, she had buried those memories under strict professionalism. From that day forward, Claire's behavior slowly changed. She adjusted Mark's work hours, allowed remote days, and reassigned deadlines when emergencies arose. The office environment softened, and Mark finally felt seen and valued, rather than judged and threatened. Mark's performance improved as the constant stress lifted. With support instead of pressure, his confidence returned. He no longer worked in fear but with purpose. Even his colleagues noticed the difference, sensing a shift in leadership and energy within the workplace. Weeks later, Claire asked to meet Lily. Nervous but hopeful, Mark agreed. She brought storybooks and listened carefully as Lily talked about school. In that moment, Claire wasn't a boss. She was someone who genuinely cared about their lives. Over time, trust grew into friendship, and friendship slowly turned into love. Mark's life stabilized, emotionally and financially. What once felt like unbearable pressure transformed into strength. One unexpected act of kindness didn't just change a relationship. It rebuilt a broken life and proved compassion can truly rewrite destiny.